Welcome to Socialization Part 2. My name is Winati Nurhayu. I am the Chief of Task Force of PPKPT, or Prevention and Handling of Violence in Higher Education Institution. In ITERA, this socialization is special for International Student Community Service, June 2025. So this is the link for the pretest. Hopefully you can get the link and do the pretest. There are 10 questions. So please do. After do the pretest, please back to the video and we can see in here. First, I would like you to see our video about how to report a violence act. A violence act in campus or outside campus, since this community service supposed to be occur outside campus, and if any violence acts happen, you can report to us. Let's see the video together. You can actually access our video in our Instagram. Our Instagram name is Satgas ppkpt.itera, as you can see over here, and you can find a lot of educational video that we provide for our students, including for community service participants. This is in Bahasa Indonesia. We are very sorry because we provide in Bahasa Indonesia, but let's see first together.
Tahukah kamu bahwa kampus kita memiliki sistem pelaporan kekerasan yang menjamin kerahasiaan, ditangani dengan cepat, dan bila perlu mendapatkan perlindungan secara fisik maupun psikis.
Perlu diketahui, pelaporan ini bisa melalui scan barcode, atau kamu bisa langsung ke ruangan PPKPT yang berada di Gedung Kuliah Umum 1, lantai 3. Dan kamu tidak perlu takut untuk melapor.
Setelah laporan masuk, akan ada tindak lanjut cepat dari tim penanganan. Respon awal ini sangat penting untuk memastikan korban merasa aman dan mendapatkan perlindungan.
Lalu, dilanjutkan dengan pemeriksaan. Tim akan mencari fakta secara adil tanpa mengabaikan kondisi psikologis korban. Di tahap ini, korban juga didampingi oleh tenaga profesional, seperti psikolog, supaya tetap kuat secara mental.
Sementara korban mendapatkan pendampingan, tim menyusun kesimpulan dan rekomendasi. Jika kasus melibatkan kekerasan fisik, akan ada perhatian khusus, termasuk rujukan medis. Dan akhirnya, semua hasil disampaikan dengan tindakan nyata, termasuk sanksi dan perlindungan lanjutan bagi korban.
Ingat, kamu tidak sendiri. Ayo berani melaporkan segala bentuk kekerasan di lingkungan kampus.
Stop kekerasan, lapor PPKPT.
Okay, so perhaps you get the idea how to report a violence act in our campus. So I will talk in detail after this. This is our barcode, WhatsApp barcode for now. The fastest way to report actually still from WhatsApp message. So on the left, this is WhatsApp barcode if you are staff or our lecturer. On the right side, this is barcode for students or public. So we can also receive report from public if the violence act actually involve our staff or our students in ITERA. So after this, let's go back to the PPT. Hopefully you enjoy the video. Let's talk about the goals of this socialization. Hopefully in the previous socialization, you already understand that PPKPT actually handle 6 kind of violence. Previously, we only handled one kind of violence, especially sexual violence. But since 2024, our ministry released the new law. So we need to handle 6 kind of violence. And you already learned, right? I think from the physical violence until the law of violence itself in the campus, right? So a lot of violence that we handle. So I believe if you see any kind of violence or if you experience any kind of violence that already discussed in the socialization part 1, please report to us. So today's socialization is about how to report and how your report is handled in PPKPT. Yeah, so the goals of today's socialization is know how a report is handled by the task force, and then also type of sanction. Previously, maybe you also wondering what is the type of sanction if the violence act is proven. Again, sorry in Bahasa Indonesia, but as you can see from the video, we already provide this kind of banner in every building that we have in the first floor in lobby. So if you come to our campus, you can see this banner, how to report a violence and how your report is handled by the task force. Yeah, so we will discuss in detail after this. And for your report only will be handled by the case handling team of the task force. So the task force actually divided into 2 big team, yeah, preventing team and also case handling team. So if you give us the report via WhatsApp, for example, so it will receive by the case handling team only. So the prevention team will not know what case that running in task force. Yeah. So why? Actually, yeah, why not all the people know about this report? We really keep the secret. Hopefully you remember from the first socialization. We do this is to protect the victim and witness. Yeah, you can imagine if everybody know the report, what kind of report that already been handling by the team. Yeah, even though the name of the victim, let's say the name of the victim is not published, but I think everybody try to find out who is the victim, who is the reported party, and so on. So it will make a worse condition in the public. So to protect the victim and witness, again, we let the case handling team to do the investigation. There are 5 steps actually. Yeah, when you report a case, how a case will be handled by the task force. First, you need to report. Remember, the task force, PPKPT task force cannot catch someone if someone do violence, if there is no report. So today's socialization is very important because without report, we cannot work. We can work if you give us the report. Remember, formal report. Formal report only given to PPKPT. Okay, so first step is reporting. The second step is follow up of the report. The third is investigation. The fourth, investigation report. And then the last is conclusion and recommendation. Let's take a look one by one, everyone. Yeah, reporting, we open a lot of channel for reporting. So if you experience violence act or if you see any violence act during the community service, so you may report via WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp on the left side, this is for staff and lecturer. Because you are students or maybe students outside of ITERA, you can use the right side WhatsApp barcode, this one. Okay, and then we open receiving the report via DM or direct message on Instagram. So our Instagram, again, this is our Instagram name, satgasppkpt.itera. You may send direct message to us. You want to make a report, violence report. Okay? Or if you come to our campus and you have time to visit our room, PPKPT room, you may come to Gedung Kuliah Umum 1 or GK 1 305A room. Or even we also receive report from polyclinic. In ITERA there is one polyclinic. You may especially when you have medical problem because of violent act, the polyclinic also will report to us. Yeah, and then because you are doing community service, yeah, you supposed to have field supervisor lecturer, or in Indonesia we called it DPL, dosen pendamping lapang. Yeah, so you also can report to them. But remember, if you report to them, this supervisor actually need to report to us as well. Yeah, they will be designated as a witness in a report submitted to the PPKPT task force. Of course, if they are the witness, if they want to report to us, they need to get approval from the victim. Okay, so not only the victim can give the report, the witness also come to give any kind of violence report, but of course, once again, the witness must get approval from the victim. This is very important. So victim consent is number 1 before you report, okay? And then, we do not accept any anonym report or no name, yeah, no name report, no victim, just about the violence act. We cannot receive it because any kind of report, we need to be responsible, yeah, and we need to know the victim, who is the victim, because we need to assess what is the victim needs, whether physiological needs, physical needs, medical needs, law needs, and so on. So we need to detect who is the victim in here. Yeah, that's why if the witness want to report, need the victim's approval. Yeah, so if you contact us, if you say wanna report a violence acts, we will give a form. What is in the form? Of course, reporting party's name. It can be victim or witness. Reporting party's phone number, especially WhatsApp number, because it's very important. We will arrange the investigation to the victims or the witness by WhatsApp. So this is very important. And then reporting party's gender, reporting party's domicile. Type of violence, this is also very important because we only handle 6 kind of violence. If it's outside of our regulation, we will study it and give to another unit. Yeah, and then chronology of the violence. This is very important, including place, time, date, and incident. If you don't really remember, you can get approximately, let's say what months it happened, in the first week, second week, or you can relate with some kind of event. Let's say, oh, this is the first time when I arrived in the village, something like that. So you can relate with some events, so we can trace later. The task force can trace what date is it. Yeah, so don't worry, put the chronology as long as you know. And we also assess disability status of reporting party, whether it's has a disability or not. Yeah, after that, we need to know who is the reported party status. Yeah, whether it's student, lecturer, staff, campus community, or public. Yeah, why? Because this is related to sanction. I think in the first part of our socialization, it's clear that the system in PPKPT, actually the sanction that we can give is only administration. That's why if the reported party is public, Yeah, let's say from the village, of course, our rector cannot give punishment. But don't worry, our rector will cooperate with the village head or other party that have the same level with the village head to give punishment to this person. So of course we always do coordination, yeah, even though the reported party is public, yeah, public or campus community or else that not Civitas Academica. Yeah, so we need to know the reported party status because it's related to sanction. If you know the name, it's very good. At least you know who is he or what is his occupation, if public, yeah, what is his occupation, what institution that he work, and so on. So any kind of information is very important. And then reported parties gender. Sometimes violence can be done by female, so please let us know, male or female. Reason of reporting, whether you need anything, you can checklist. Other phone number for confirmation, if any. Yeah, if you have witness, another witness that can be asked for the confirmation, you can fill the phone number. And then the need of the victim. Yeah, this is psychology, religion, or spiritual assistance, law, medical, or digital. You can checklist later. Date of reporting, this is very important because the task force, the handling team task force need to arrange the investigation as soon as possible based on date of reporting. And then, of course, the last one, reporting party signature. If you are assigned the form, it means all information that you give, it's correct. Yeah, again, we don't receive any anonymous report because responsibility is important. And then after that, the task force will follow up the report. They need to review the materials. Yeah, they will identify who is the victim, who is the witness. Yeah, and other reported party involved in the act of violence. Okay, and then what form of violence, whether it's state in ministry law or not. And the chronology, yeah, because later they need to make a report, they need to construct the chronology. Yeah, remember what need to be in the chronology: place, time, yeah, date, person that involved, and so on. More informative, it's actually more easy for the task force to conclude. Yeah, to conclude the investigation. And then documents or evidence, if any, again. Let's say like this, if you don't have any evidence directly to the violence of act, because I think no evidence usually, yeah. Who will record when the violence happen? Sometimes it happens suddenly, right? No recording, no CCTV. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. We will get any other evidence that's not directly related to that event. Yeah, so we will use any kind of evidence that's maybe related to the evidence. So not directly related, it's okay. Yeah, either it's screenshot or what else? Screenshot, contact number, or even your, let's say, ID card for community service, and so on. It can be anything actually. Yeah, it depends on the case. And then in the point E, as you can see, the need for assistance, protection, and or recovery for the victim, witness, and or reported party. This is very important. Because when you report, we don't think what sanction supposed to be given for the reported party. No, but we also focus on victim and witness. Do you get protection over there? Who else you already contacted? Do they help you? And so on. Yeah. And then next, the preparation of the follow-up investigation plan, a plan for examining. So we will invite the victim the witness, reported party, but not at the same time. Yeah, we will invite one by one to give clarification or give chronology of the Violence Act. And then a plan for providing assistance, protection, and or recovery. Maybe task force need to contact other unit, right? To get psychological help, to get medical help, and so on. Yeah. Again, we provide this kind of assistance, even though we need to contact other unit, but we will mediate. If you need one or more this kind of assistance, we can provide you psychological assistance for the victim and witness. Yeah, or even for reported party. Sometimes reported party also deny. They become denial, and usually they don't admit the Violence Act that actually done by them. So if they deny like that, actually they need psychological treatment. Yeah, so the psychological treatment, as you know, ITERA actually very focused on science and technology, so we don't have psychological psychology faculty. So we need to collaborate with Human Research Development Unit, or we call it PPSDM. In Bahasa Indonesia, we have it in ITERA, and they can provide counseling or even professional psychologists, so don't worry. Yeah, or even you need spiritual guidance related to your religion, the victim, witness, or reported party. Yeah, so we can provide from the prevention team of PPKPT. Medical, we have polyclinic, but if you need more higher level of the medical assistant, we can direct you to the hospital if you need it. Yeah, and then law in here, actually, because we don't have faculty of law, we actually do collaboration with several professional legal aid institution, or even we also have collaboration with Women's and Children's Protection Agency of Lampung Province if needed. Yeah, and in digital, actually a lot of violence happen in online world. So if you need digital assistance, yeah, we can try to provide it. And then after that, we will do the investigation. Remember, the investigation shall be conducted at separate times. We don't investigate victim and report party together. So we don't have mediation in the process. Yeah, we do separately. Why? Because we want the party in here tell us the truth without any tension, without any influence, yeah, from other party. So we call one by one, we call the reported party, we call the victim, we call the witness after that, we call the reported party, or if needed, yeah, we call another relevant parties. So yeah, if we do one by one, even we do it every day, one by one, it will take time. Yeah, in the law, in the ministry law, we allow to conduct investigation until finish. Finish means recommendation, actually 30 days. Since we handle, since we do the investigation with the victim. So we have 30 days after that, yeah, to recommendation. If the case is too complicated, if it's too complicated, we can extend to another 30 days. So 2 months in total. Yeah. So please, you maybe you cannot, please don't imagine that it will be so quick process. Yeah, until the reported party gets sanctioned. But if you need any assistance, we try to provide the assistance as soon as possible. If you need psychological treatment, we try to provide as soon as possible, yeah, by do the coordination with PPSDM. Yeah, so like that. So we also focus on the victim in here. Yeah, and what is the investigation aims? we are not police, so we will not, how to say, we will not get angry during the investigation, and we will not push during the investigation. Maybe push, but we don't do the investigation like police. Yeah. So the most important thing is we want to get the statement from everyone in here. And from the statement, we will try to construct the chronology, and then we also try to get any necessary evidence, even it's not directly related to the event. Again, in here, very important at the bottom, please see, the investigation is conducted in closed setting, confidential setting. So actually we have right to call the students that related, let's say students, lecturer, or staff, that maybe he or she is a victim. We have a right to call him or her directly, not via faculty, not via study program coordinator. No, we have the right to call them directly because, again, PPKPT is working under rector. Yeah. Okay. And then next, investigation report. After we call everyone, we will construct the chronology of the incidents, right? And the investigation report need the full identity of the person, and then place and date of the investigation, description of the violence, and then evidence, if any. Evidence can be the one that not related directly to the incident, and then signature in here. So we have investigation report, maybe in Indonesia we call it BAP, berita acara pemeriksaan. So the examined party need to sign together with the task force. Okay, and then from all the document that we get, we construct the chronology, that including time, location, type of violence, and how it happened. Because if we know the manner in which the violence was carried out, we actually also study the motive of the reported party. Okay, this is the last step. Yeah, conclusion and recommendation. There are two possibilities, everyone. Not all report is proven, actually. So if the violence is unproved, yeah, recommendation actually need to restore the reported party reputation, because this is false report, right? And then continuation, if to access to educational service, if it's student, yeah, or employment, and so on, and psychological recovery, because the process may be actually have a bad effect for the reported party, right? But at the end, it's unproven. But usually, actually, a lot of violence is proven, yeah, so far. So we need to imposition of administrative sanction, and we always provision assistance, protection, and recovery for victim and witness. We always follow up. We always follow up them whether they okay or not. Sometimes after they report, it's possible, yeah, that they get tension or they get push from other party, especially from the reported party. So we try to encourage them to be strong during this kind of process. Yeah, and then victim and witness actually have a right to continue their educational service or employment if the staff, yeah. And of course, the sanction or any treatment that later given need to see and avoid recurrence. Yeah, either we need to do counseling for the report party, psychological treatment, or even spiritual assistant, yeah, and so on. And if the violence is about policies, yeah, of course, revocation of policies can be taken. This is the last part. So you have to know that the one that gives the sanction is not PPKPT, because we just do the recommendation in here. the recommendation after we do the investigation. Yeah. So where the recommendation goes, the recommendation is submitted to the rector to be formally enacted. Yeah, so the one that give the reported party sanction is rector. Please note that. Yeah. Okay. So maybe you're also wondering what kind of sanction? Yeah. What kind of sanction? So the task force doesn't replace legal proceedings, everyone, but provide a safe space and a rapid response within the campus environment. Yeah. Sometimes if there is violent acts, usually sexual violence acts, and then you report to the police, but the event actually already happened 1 year ago, it's actually difficult to the police, yeah, to do the process. But in PPKPT, we receive it. Yeah, we receive the report and we do all the process that I have mentioned before. Yeah, so actually we try to we try to be open to any kind of report. Yeah, because maybe police not take all report, right? So we support you as a victim or the witness in here. Yeah. But again, sanction operate on an administrative level. Yeah, warning, suspension, dismissal. We don't put someone in jail like police. Yeah. But if you want to report to the police, but also report to the campus, it's fine because it's actually separate process. Yeah, separate process from the criminal justice process handled by the police. Okay, and then this is the sanction if the reported party is a student. Yeah, actually any if you are students, staff, or even public, there are three kind of sanction, 3 level: minor, moderate, and severe. If minor, there will be official written warning from rector, but this is also even only minor sanction, but you need to be careful if you are the reported party. Why? This warning will be recorded as a formal misconduct, and if in the future the reported party wants to have recommendation from campus because they need to work, they need to apply to work, they need to apply or to another graduate school, let's say, maybe campus cannot give the recommendation because of this written warning. Yeah, we in campus also maybe worry if they do again the same violence act in the future. Yeah, so minor is also problem actually. Yeah, written apology from the preparator to the victim in here. Yeah, and then we go to the next level, moderate level, suspension from academic activity 1 or 2 semester, revocation of the student rights if he or she gets scholarship, if they have teaching assistant roles and the violent acts actually happen during assistant in the laboratory, let's say, they cannot do that again in the future until they graduate from ITERA. Yeah, but this is depend on the case. But for suspension is fixed sanction. And for severe, this is actually we don't want to recommend any severe sanction, but if to how to say, if the violence act it's to give big damage to the victim, yeah, expulsion, drop out from the university has been taken, need to be taken. Yeah. So, but this is, can you see on the bottom? Sanctions are oriented toward victim protection. So if we give sanction, hopefully there is no reoccurrence of the violent acts in the future. And we also see how was the impact for the victim. So we recommend any sanction not because of the type of violence act. Let's say like this, catcalling. Maybe for several person, it's only catcalling. It's even the man not even touch the girl, let's say. But if the student, the victim, really scared, until depression, until don't want to see the campus anymore, don't want to do the academic activity anymore because of that only catcalling, yeah, we can give moderate or severe sanction. Yeah, so it's not always depend on the case, on the level of violent acts. And then again, yeah, because a lot of people thinks that Satgas PPKPT task force that give the sanction, again, no, the final decision actually are made by rector. Yeah, based on recommendation that already given before. Yeah, okay, there are a lot of type. The sanction type depends, yeah, if you are campus staff member, or public, or even someone already do the work together with the campus, yeah. The sanction is again referred to Ministry Regulation number 55 of 2024 or Permendikbudristek ya nomor 55 tahun 2024. Nah, this one also if the actually similar ya, if the sanction is like for lecture or faculty staff, if he or she is civil servant, of course we will follow the national regulation, but if non-civil servant, yeah, more or less will be similar with student, yeah, if minor, official written warning and written apology, and then for moderate, demotion of the lecturer academic rank or demotion of the staff functional position for a period of 12 months. And for the severe one, permanent dismissal as a lecturer or staff. You may think, yeah, how the campus will coordinate to public if the reported party actually unknown. Sometimes like that, yeah. We sometimes receive something like that. Our students report, but the reported party is unknown because one of more things. So we can coordinate with the chief of the place, yeah, Pak RT, Pak RW. So we need to coordinate still. So they have right to know that already in their area it's already a place of violent acts. So they maybe we really recommend they can increase their security or so on, yeah, to prevent any future violent acts happen again in their place. Okay, we are going to the end of the socialization. We also developing the reporting portal through website satgasppkpt.itera.ac.id. Yeah, but still under development and currently inaccessible. Hopefully soon it can be 100% functional. And again, because we previously only handled one kind of violence, the sexual violence, we already published a book, so you can get the book, but this is focused on sexual violence. Hopefully next year, 2026, we will publish the violence, the 6 violence, yeah, not only sexual violence. Okay. Actually, we're really open for discussion and Q&A session. So you actually can ask to us through Instagram. If you have anything to ask, not always reporting. If you want to ask something about violence prevention and so on, yeah, you can send us direct message. Yeah, we will be very happy to assist you. So please do the post-test again. Hopefully you will get higher score comparing to the pre-test. This is the last. So thank you so much for listening, and hopefully no of you become victim. Yeah, but again, if you are a victim, please report to us. We'll be very grateful to assist you. Yeah, to support you, because no one actually reserve any kind of violence. Thank you so much.